Hello sweethearts, come on, sit right here, because today's video is all about cable management and setting up your workspace. Recently I found a nice looking table frame in IKEA. White metal legs assembled with screws, clean and minimal, nothing extra. But what really caught my attention was this crossbar connecting two pairs of legs. My initial idea was to put the power strip there. And what came out of that idea, how many times one can rework the same project before it finally works, and what a soldering iron has to do with it, you're about to find out right now. The thing is, I started sketching out the design long before I even bought the power strip itself. So the first model was made by eye. Because why calculate everything properly right away if you can redo it 15 times later, right? The idea was to make modular holders, so you can print as many as needed, no matter how many outlets the power strip has. I wanted the mounting system to blend into the design as much as possible. So I had this naive little hope that those round clamps would be enough to hold everything securely. But of course, it turned out they weren't even close to strong enough. And what do we need? That's right, stability and reliability. So let's make hooks. With these hooks, those holders have zero chance of slipping away now. And it seemed like I could just print and install the full set. But remember, I started designing long before I had the power strip. So I printed one piece, installed it, tried to shove in the power strip, and of course it didn't even think about fitting in the place. No problem. I redesigned it so the power strip now sits in the front, leaving room for cables in the back. Now we can finally install it. And it looked good, pretty good actually, until I decided I needed an outlet in the desk itself. After all, the soldering iron needs power too, and charging the camera battery right there would be way more convenient. So I cut a hole in the table and installed a tabletop socket. Got the hole right size on the first try, which is a miracle already. Looks neat, but there's a problem. The cable hanging down was tickling my knees. So I had to move it to the side. I pulled the socket out, cut the wires, and drilled a hole on the side. I decided not to solder the wires directly to the socket terminals because the plastic around there already looked set enough. So I just left a few centimeters of rewire and connected them a bit further down. Of course, not forgetting a heat shrink. Time to put the socket back in, but that's when I realized why the cable was coming out the bottom in the first place. It doesn't fit anymore. And you are just sitting there watching me doing this nonsense and not a word? You could have told me. That's what the comments are for, right? Anyway, no big deal. A gentle touch with a rasp, and the sockets slide right in like they'd always been there. Now we are done, right? Nope. While I was busy with this whole thing, I decided to switch from my laptop to a mini PC. And even though its power brick isn't that much bigger than the laptop's, it still didn't fit into the current holders. So what we do? Exactly, redo everything again. I increased the cable compartment depth by about a centimeter, printed a new set of holders, and finally installed everything. Hopefully for the last time. apart from the power cables, I also had to organize the rest. So I swapped out the longer ones for shorter ones where I could, and the rest ones I kept, I wrapped up with Velcro straps. I also printed a few extra holders for the main power strip cable. At last, it's all ready. Of course, since the desk isn't against the wall, you can't completely hide the cables, and some are still visible from the back. But in my opinion, it looks much cleaner than before. And that's for today. Our print files are linked in the description below. And of course, I would be happy if you leave a like and subscribe. See you next week!